We're going to go over my PS3 collection. So starting us off here is Beyond Two Souls. Really awesome metal case. This is the collector's edition. I did get it secondhand from a good friend. Donation to the channel, so appreciate that. It's sorry about that. It is in the same vein as Heavy Rain. The Last of Us, and that it's more of an adventure type game. Very well done. I like the mechanics in it. Definitely worth checking out if you got a PS3. Next game we have here is Buzz Quiz TV. This is a trivia game. It's kind of fun. A lot more fun with more than one person. Definitely, one player just is not much fun. It does take these wireless controllers here. When I bought it, I actually bought it complete in box. I think for like $5. But it came with all four of those controllers, the USB stick, so the controller can actually be used in a PS2. So that's kind of cool. So you've got the PS2 versions of these games they released. I'm sorry about that. Those will work with that too. So definitely a good game if you like trivia, like multiplayer games. It's pretty fun. All right, the next couple of games here are all first-person shooters. First one being, they're all Call of Duty. First one being Call of Duty Black Ops. Really great game. I did have the original games on 360, but I'm looking to get all of these on PS3 as they are free to play, and multiplayer is just amazing with Black Ops games and the Modern Warfare, all of the Call of Duty games, really. The next game we have here is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Again, great game as far as first-person shooter games go, multiplayer goes. Great game series there. A lot of fun. Again, free to play on PS3, so definitely worth picking up. Next game here is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. The better of the Modern Warfare series, in my opinion. Really well done. Love the multiplayer. I'm really glad the multiplayer servers are still up, even if they are private. Again, free to play, definitely worth checking out if you like Call of Duty. Next game we have here is Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. This game is it is essentially you versus an unheard of amount of zombies. So you essentially see how many zombies you can kill in a myriad of different ways before the time runs out. So definitely a lot of fun to play. Worth checking out if you like to just go ahead and just bash some zombies. The next game we have here is Dishonored. Dishonored reminds me of Thief, but with more of like an Assassin's Creed or fantasy type aspect to it, and then you get special abilities. But overall, really good game, really well done. Worth checking out if you haven't checked it out. It is on PS4 as well, and I think Xbox One, but I know definitely on PS3, obviously, and PS4. So worth checking out if you haven't already. Okay, the next two games here, again, I'm going to do together, and you'll see why in a second. And those are Dynasty Warrior 7 and Dynasty Warrior 7 Extreme Legends. These are both donations to my channel. As stated in the previous video with my PS2 games, essentially you're one guy or one girl versus a army. So if you like mowing down people, getting upgrades, getting equipment, definitely worth checking out. Next game we have here is Far Cry 4 Limited Edition. I got this brand new sealed at a Goodwill for, I believe, like $8. So I got it because I love the Far Cry series. It's on PS3, so multiplayer is free, I believe. But a really neat game, very open world, very beautiful to play, to look at everything. So if you like open world games, you like first-person shooters, definitely a series to get into. Next game we have here is Final Fantasy 13. Now, the one gripe that I, along with everyone else who's ever played this game, has is that it doesn't get really good until like the 10 to 15 hour mark. Now, I haven't gotten that far because 10 to 15 hours is just ridiculous for a Final Fantasy game to get good. I mean, an hour, sure. 2 hours, okay. Alright, that's okay. But 10 to 15, completely unacceptable. And I think that's why this game didn't do so well and got criticized really hard. But I do plan on toughing it out here and getting past that and actually diving into it here in the near future. So I'd look forward to that. Next game here, I believe, was a launch title for the PS3, and that is Genji Days of the Blade. It is a Chinese Imperial type game, and that it's in the same vein of like Ninja Gaiden, but more samurai-esque. But I mean, I haven't played it to be quite honest, but I've heard really good things about this game, and I do look forward to playing it and reviewing it for the channel. The next game here is one of the first PS3 games I have ever played on the PS3, and that is the PS3 exclusive Haze. Now, this is I don't want to say generic, but it is an okay first-person shooter. The one thing I really like about it is that you can play online multiplayer with somebody else locally. What I mean by that is that you can have yourself and a buddy on the couch playing on the same console, but also playing online, which is awesome. Games just don't do that anymore. And I really like that about this game. So if you like first-person shooters, you like playing online with some buddies, playing for free, this is definitely a good game to go out and pick up. It's pretty cheap. Alright, so the next game we have here is Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix. Now this is Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts RE Chain of Memories. Both really good games. If you like action RPGs with a obviously Disney theme, definitely worth playing. It also does come with, I just say 1.5 because it does come with Kingdom Hearts 358 divided by 2 days, which isn't really a game at all. It's nothing but a bunch of FMV sequences that are like, I think it's like an hour or so long. Anyway, for the 2 games you do get, it's pretty good. Definitely worth checking out if you like action RPGs and you like Disney. So, there you go. Okay, so the next game we have here is Killzone 3. If you ever played Killzone, it is a futuristic sci-fi shooter. Much like what they tried to do with Call of Duty Ghosts, and I think Black Ops 2 did it a little bit as well, this does it better, in my opinion. I like the fact that it does support the PlayStation Move, so it's kind of cool, which I also have. But a really good game. If you like first-person shooters, you like games like Call of Duty, definitely worth checking out. Really good series on the PS3. Okay, so the next game we have here is Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriots. Now, this game's been criticized for not being much of a game at all, but more of a interactive movie. And there's much more FMV sequences than there is gameplay. In fact, the last ending FMV sequence is somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think it was quoted as being like an hour and a half to 2 hours long, which is ridiculous. This is another donation to the channel by a good friend at work that donated the rest of those games I mentioned. I did play it a little bit. It is a really good game from what I played of it. I do look forward to getting back into it here. But yeah, if you like them good or solid games, and you like to watch it more than you like to play it, definitely worth checking out. Next game we have here is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. So we did this there. I don't have the actual case. It's better if I actually flip it around so you can see it. In this game, you play as Raiden, the main character in the second game. Makes a return in this game, and you essentially only play as him, as some cybernetic cyborg type guy with a really awesome sword. It's a hack and slash game more than it is anything else. Definitely a unique divergence from the main series. Definitely worth checking out. Pretty good game there. Next game we have here is MotorStorm. This game is the first racing game I've ever played on the PS3. It is a pretty good game. In my opinion, it's a nice off-road game. You can play with race with cars, semis, trucks, motorcycles, ATVs. So kind of gives you a smattering of different vehicles you can use. Definitely worth checking out if you like racing games. Pretty cheap as well. Next game we have here is a game that I actually got with the system, along with Kingdom Hearts, at the time of purchase. And that is the Ratchet & Clank collection. This collection features Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal as well. These were originally PS2 games. They were remastered for the PS3. So you like games like Jak and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot, action platformers like that with some running gun elements, definitely worth checking out on the PS3. So there that is there. And next set of games we have is Resistance: Fall of Man, which is a really neat first-person shooter. And it's set in like the 40s or 50s, maybe 60s, somewhere in there. It's essentially an alien invasion, and you have to help to stop them from invading the planet. So it's kind of neat. Definitely a fun game to play. It's about first-person shooters. You like aliens, definitely worth giving it a shot. Next game we have here is Resistance 2. Second game in the series, again, more of the same. Aliens, shooting, taking over the world. Good game. Worth checking out if you like games like that. And the last game in the series here, to round it out, is Resistance 3. And this is the last in the series for the PS3. There have been Resistance Retribution and Resistance Burning Skies on the PSP and the Vita. Was the last one on the PS3. It does support the PlayStation Move. Again, more of the same. Aliens, shooting. What's not to like? Next game here is a PlayStation Move only game, and that is Sports Champions. This is the first PlayStation Move game I ever played. Actually really enjoyed it. It's got disc golf, beach volleyball, archery, table tennis, gladiator duel, and bokeh. Definitely worth checking out if you have a PlayStation Move. It was pretty cheap. I think it's like $2 or $3. I like it better than Kinect Sports games on 360. I think the Move was a lot better, although it didn't do so well. Not that the Kinect did much better, but anyway, moving on. We got Tiger Woods PGA Tour 07. If you like golf, this is a great golf game. And yeah, it's golf. I mean, it's Tiger Woods, yes, but it's golf. It's a pretty good golf game. If you play one of them, you've played them all. So if you want to get one of them, you get this one, or you can get any of the other ones that were on any of the other systems. They're all really good as a golf game. That's what it is. Next game I have here, I got for $1. Now, when I bought it, I was really excited because I had played the original game on PS1, and I thought, whoa, cool! They remade Warhawk on the PS3. Awesome! Well, I failed to notice that it says multiplayer only right there. Now, with that said, it is essentially it's a multiplayer game that features the Warhawk ship, some tanks, and some commandos, and you just duke it out. The game suffers from huge amounts of lag, cheap gameplay, in my opinion. But if you know that going into it and you want to check it out, by all means, go ahead and pick it up. It's pretty cheap. But if you're going in thinking that it's going to be just like the PS1 version, no. No, it's definitely not. But not a bad game. Not a bad game for what it is. And the last game we have here is White Knight Chronicles 2. Now, the cool thing about this one is it also includes the original White Knight Chronicles on the same disc. So you can play through the first game and take your character, and I think some of the stats, to the next game. Which is kind of neat, actually. Kind of like what they should have done with Shenmue and Shenmue 2. And I'm just going to leave that alone. But in all fairness, this is an action RPG that all of the battles are in real time, so it's kind of neat. You make a character, and you start the game as a different character, but the character you created accompanies you and is essentially ignored throughout the entire game. Did not know that when I initially started playing it. Well, before I even started playing it, I was told that. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting take on the game. So you can choose to play as the character that gets ignored, that you created, or you can play as the character that you start out playing as. So if you want to go ahead and spend hours making a character, knowing that he's going to be totally ignored, by all means, go right ahead. But yeah, just know that your character's going to get ignored, so I wouldn't spend too much time creating a character like I did. I probably spent about, even though I knew he wasn't going to get ignored, I didn't know how ignored he was going to get, spent about half an hour creating a character and realizing, oh wait, he's going to be ignored. But overall, pretty good game. Really glad I picked that up on the PS3. Okay, so that concludes the PS3 collection that I have. If you see a game there that you like playing, let me know in the comments as to maybe you'd like to see it reviewed. I'd love to review it for you. What are some of your favorite PS3 games? Please let me know in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe. It'll really help me out. And take care.